All right, we're still using the new Ninja Foodi Grill. Making one of my favorite meals. It's gonna be, it's still in the fridge. We're gonna make salmon, asparagus, and some roasted potatoes. All at the same time. So yeah, this is gonna be so good tonight. So yeah, let's just get started. I've already cut these potatoes up. Now, I just did a dry run with a piece of salmon, potatoes, and asparagus before. So what I think, I was going to cut these down, but we're going to leave them as is. So some are really small, and then you have these chunks right here. So you're having these sizable chunks, but we're just going to leave it just the way it was. That's more than one portion of potatoes. That's like for 2 people here. I'm going to take half an onion, and I'm not going to do it small. I'm actually going to put this into big, like larger than what I usually do, pieces. And just toss them right into the bowl. Put that right up there. To this, we're going to add some avocado oil. I usually just measure it by eye, but it's like 1 to 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, depending on how much oil you want with your potatoes. I'm just taking roasted garlic, just a little bit, probably like a half a teaspoon. And this is crushed rosemary, like dried rosemary. If you have fresh, go ahead and use fresh. That's probably like a half a teaspoon. And then thyme. I usually add a whole teaspoon of thyme. I love thyme on potatoes. So just add as much or as little as you want. I always use a ton of it. Also, some fresh black pepper. Probably like a half a teaspoon. Salt. Probably like a half a teaspoon of salt as well. What I like to do, use your hand, use a spatula. And we're just going to mix this all up. So all the potatoes are coated with that oil and seasoning. I know that I don't have enough light, so the light's actually coming on the camera. Make sure your splatter screen is in. It's probably dripping water because I just washed it. Got to make sure your bottom plate is in. We're going to use the air fry / air crisp basket. Going to take those potatoes. I'm just going to pour them in. Just going to put them in there and just spread them out. Go ahead and shut the lid. We're going to go ahead and turn the grill on. We're going to turn it to roast. I'm going to keep it on the 350. Now time, I'm going to up this to like 45 minutes. And it could possibly take longer. And we're going to hit start. To override the preheat, you're going to hit preheat. It says add food, open it, shut it, and we're starting to count down. So while that's starting, don't clean your bowl. What I mean by that, so you're going to take your asparagus. I've already cleaned it and broke off the ends and everything. There's seasoning already in there. Unless you're going to season it with something else, just go ahead and use the same bowl. It'll just save you a little bit of cleanup. And to me, that's important in the kitchen. So instead of pouring avocado oil on, I'm just going to spray it just a bit. Now with my asparagus, I usually just add salt and pepper. That's me, but you can go ahead and add whatever you want. And it is going to pick up a few of the seasonings, the thyme, the rosemary, and the garlic, which is fine with me. And I'm just going to set that over to the side. So that is all set to go. Next, I'm going to pull, it's a bit too soon to pull the fish out, but I'm going to take it out anyway, open it up out of the package, and show it to you. So what you see in front of you is 1.07 pounds of salmon. So that's enough for 2 people. Now the last piece of salmon that I just cooked, maybe an hour ago, was thicker than this. So I know this piece of salmon will cook quicker than the last piece. So you just adjust your times. And you try to get everything to come out at the same time, because you just basically just keep adding stuff. You can take the potatoes out if they're done. I'm trying to think. I think it took 20 minutes for the last piece of fish to cook because it cooked at 350. You can also increase the temperature if you want, like up to 375. But that's up to you. So we're just gonna, the only thing I'm gonna do to this, I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt. If I had Old Bay in the house, I'd put Old Bay, but I don't have any down here, unfortunately. So that's one thing I'm gonna have to get, is some Old Bay. 'Cause I do like Old Bay on salmon a lot. And that's it. Some people spray it with avocado oil. If you want to go ahead and do that, you can. I'm not going to. and it comes out fine. So about, hold on, I gotta think here. 15, 16, 17, like 17 minutes has gone by. I'm just taking a look-sees at the potatoes. And of course, I'm not ready. Just gonna stir them about just a bit. Now what you can do too, like if, see all the oil ran down in, the little grooves there. If you think your potatoes are dry, you can actually go ahead and spray them again with avocado oil if you want to. But I'm just gonna go ahead and close the lid. And you know something, I should probably explain why. Because this is an air fryer, it cooks with air, blowing so to speak. So it does tend to dry out the potatoes somewhat. And then a lot of the oil does come off the potatoes and goes into those 3 grooves that are in the air fry basket. So these potatoes have been cooking for about 20, hold on, I can't do math. They've been cooking about 25 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. As you can see, I was just in there actually, just taste testing to see how far along we are. So what I like to do, just push these potatoes off to the side. And you're gonna take that lovely piece of fish, and we're just going to place it right in there. And you're just gonna go ahead and lower the lid. And we have 18 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. So I'm just offering you guys like an update. It's about 6 minutes has gone by. The fish is starting to slowly change color. Now what you can do, because a lot of these, like these larger pieces, like this potato right here probably won't be done, but it's starting to look really, really good. I'll probably let it go. Let me lower this. I'll probably take them out. I'm going to give them a few more minutes. Maybe at like 9 minutes, when we have 9 minutes left. I'm going to take the potatoes out, and then I'm going to add the asparagus in. About 9 minutes is left. Beautiful. I know I'm letting a lot of heat out, but I'm going to take these potatoes out, and trust me, these will stay nice and warm and cozy by the time the fish is done, as well as the asparagus. And yeah, this is all going on one plate, but this is actually for 2 people because this is a ridiculous amount of potatoes. But they are tasty. Very tasty. Look at all the onions. These onions are so good. See how the grease collects into the little, I don't know what you want to call those things, but whatever they are. Wow. Next up, I'm going to take the asparagus. Now this really isn't enough for 2 people because I only got 1 bunch of asparagus, and I did, I'm just going to take the rest of this oil and just put it right over the top. There we go. Wasn't much. And go ahead and lower the lid. So this meal will be done in about 9 minutes. So we have about probably 10 seconds left. I'm just going to pop the top. I'm going to go ahead and pull this asparagus. Asparagus is done. I do not want that overcooked. I am going to temp the salmon. Now salmon, they recommend, you can cook it as much as you want, but usually people, they cook it to like 145. We're going to see where we are here. This is 145, 146. Yeah. So this fish is done. So we're going to pull it. We're going to take it out, plate it up, and we're going to do a taste test. All right. Yes. So let me grab a fork. Here's one. Got one. So this is a plate for 2 because this is like a pound of fish, tons of potatoes, and not enough veg. But it's what I had left over because I made this twice. Now the potatoes I can pop in my mouth because they're cool enough. They've been sitting out. I love these things. Move on to the asparagus. My favorite. No, these are so good. Now it's digging to that fish. Look at that. Now this one's going to be hot. All right, let's do this over again. Take a piece from down here. Or what we should do, smart thing would be to wait until it's cool, but of course I'm impatient and can't wait. This plate weighs a ton. So yeah. Fantastic. No, this is one of my favorite meals. I could eat this, not every day, but a couple times a week I could definitely have this meal right here. I definitely have to pick up some bay seasoning because I like bay on my salmon. It's really good, but salmon has a flavor, so salt and pepper is just fine with me. And yeah, came out super nice, super well in the new Ninja Foodi Grill. So everybody give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and yeah, I appreciate everyone that watches my video. So thank you so much and take care. See you next time.